Hello everyone, my name is Gita Soumit. I am from VVIT College, CSE branch. So today I am going to discuss about Max seminar, that is the most important topic in engineering mathematics, regression analysis. So before going into regression analysis, let us know what is meant by regression and how to analyze a regression. What are the basic conditions for analyzing the two variables? What are the advantages and applications of regression analysis in our day-to-day life? So let's jump into the topics. So let us see the introduction about regression analysis. So regression analysis is a mathematical measure of average relationship between two or more variables. So regression analysis says about the average relationship between two or more variables. So to estimate unknown value of one variable from the known value of related variable is called as regression. So in regression analysis, we have two variables. We will see the two variables in upcoming slide. So the two variables are dependent variable and independent variable. So here we can see in that graph that how the dependent variable varies with the independent variable. So these X marks are nothing but the plots which are plotted by these, and the slight line is nothing but says about the relationship between how the two variables are interrelated. So they are interrelated linearly, so it is known as a linear regression. So regression analysis is one of the most core topics in mathematics because it has wide applications and wide usage of mainly in business purpose and also predicting issues, etc. So let us see what are the different scenarios and different variables in regression analysis. So in regression analysis, there are two variables. The variable which is to be predicted is known as dependent variable. As we know that regression analysis is mainly used for predicting values of the event. So the variable which is to be predicted is known as dependent variable, and the variable which is used for prediction is known as independent variable. So there are two variables, dependent and independent, where dependent is nothing but to be predicted and independent is used for prediction. So these forms the basics of regression analysis, and there are two types of regression lines. So regression lines are nothing but the line which describes the average relationship between the two variables. So it's the same definition of regression, but we use a line to describe the relationship. So it is known as line of regression. There are two types of regression lines. The first one is y on x, and the second one is x on y. So the two regression lines have different equations and also different peculiar behavior. So let's see the equations of both y on x and x on y. So the regression equation for y on x is given by y minus y bar is equal to r into sigma y by sigma x into x minus x bar. So here you can see the formula written where r into sigma x by sigma y by sigma x is known as regression coefficient of y on x. As we are determining y on x, so y will be the uh, independent variable and x will be the dependent variable. So it is also known as the regression coefficient is also denoted by b suffix yx, byx. So it's nothing but r into sigma y by sigma x. So like regression line on y on x, the same line, so same equation, just we can interchange the values. We can get the regression line on x on y. So here you can see that regression equation for the line x on y. Sorry, it's x on y. X on y. X on y is given by x minus x bar equal to r into sigma x by sigma y into y minus y bar. So here in y on x we have used y minus y bar, whereas in x on y we are using x minus x bar. So here the independent variable will be x and the dependent variable will be y. So on by changing the values of y we can get the different values of x. So here we can understand r into sigma x by sigma y is called regression coefficient x on y, or it is also denoted by b suffix xy. Here you have seen that regression coefficient is denoted by b by x, where r into sigma y by sigma x, here r into sigma x by sigma y. From the above two equations, when we calculate the value of r, we can get it is nothing but the square root of multiplication between regression coefficient of y on x and regression coefficient of x on y. We can get the r. So here x bar is nothing but the assumed mean, that is nothing but you will be given different we will give given different values, x values and y values, so that you need to determine the values of x and y. So the x value will be nothing but assumed mean, that is total number of x variables, that is x observations by total number of observations. The total sum by total number of observations will get the assumed mean. So based on the assumed mean, we will perform x minus x bar and y minus y bar and calculate the regression coefficients, necessary regression coefficients. So these are about two regression lines which forms a basic part. So the importance of regression analysis is that it is all about the data. Data means numbers and figures that are actually define your business. The advantages of regression analysis is it can allow you to essentially crunch the numbers to help you make better decisions for your business currently into the future. The regression method of forecasting means studying the relationships between data points which can help you to predict the scales in near and long term. So generally we use this regression analysis to predict the scales, whether it can be used in both business and also commercial purposes, to understand inventory levels, understand the supply and demand, review and understand how different variables impact of all these things. Companies use this regression analysis to understand, for example, why customer services calls dropped in the past year or even past month, predict what sales will look like in the next 6 months, whether to choose one marketing promotion over another, whether to expand the business or create a market and new product. So the benefit of regression analysis is it can be used to understand all kinds of patterns that occur in data, and these new insights may often be valuable in understanding what can make a difference in your business. So generally, this is about importance of regression analysis in both the business and also companies. Uh, Now we will be see how regression analysis is useful in our day-to-day lives and different applications. So generally, I have collected 5 applications, that is predictive analytics, operation efficiency, supporting decisions, correcting errors, new insights, etc. So let us look about them very briefly. So predicting analytics is nothing but the application which involves forecasting future opportunities and risks. It is the most widely used application of regression analysis in business. For example, let us say predictive analysis might involve demand analysis, which seeks to predict the number of items our customers will purchase in the future. So using statistical formulas like we have different statistical formulas, we can predict the number of shoppers which will pass in front of a billboard and use the information to place the most visible to potential shoppers. And insurance companies also use predictive analysis to estimate the credit standing of policyholders and also possible number of claims in a given time period. So the next one is operation efficiency. Generally, the operation efficiency is used to optimize the business purposes. For example, a factory manager might use regression analysis to see what the impact of temperature will be on. Uh, for example, let us take a bread factory. The factory manager will take regression analysis to see the impact of temperature of oven over the bread and how long they can be safe in that temperature. So to be very clear, we can also take an example of call center, which uses regression analysis to see the relationships between the wait times of callers and number of complaints they register. So generally, regression analysis is nothing but taking two variables. It involves two variables, and it says the relationship between the two variables, how efficiency the relationship is. The third one is supporting decisions. Many companies and the top managers are using regression analysis. Generally, companies use regression analysis for adopting scientific angle to management strategies. So too much of data, literally having small and large businesses. Regression analysis helps manager to sift through the data and also pick the right variables to make the most informed decisions. It is also useful for correcting errors. So Generally, company managers makes many mistakes in their judgment. So in this regression analysis, they can correct their errors. For example, let's take an example like a retail store manager feels that extending shopping hours will increase sales. So generally, every sales manager can will think that increasing the time can also increase their money. So regression analysis may show that the modest rise in sales might not be enough to increase the cost of labor or also operating expenses. So by using this regression analysis, it can help a manager to determine what is the increase that occurred in hours and which not to lead in increase in profits. So based upon one variable, that is, let us take a variable, two variables like profit and hours. The time taken, as the more time is taken, it is determining the number of profits the retail manager is going to get. So in this way, we are going to use the regression analysis and new insights like nothing but many businesses gather a lots of data about their customers, but data which is meaningless and without proper regression analysis can help to find relationship between different variables and uncover patterns. So regression analysis makes also our work very easy. So generally, looking at the data, we can say that the sales during the certain days of a weekend and also drop of the sales in the weekend. So using this, the managers can make adjustment to compensate and also to maintain the stocks on weekend, bringing extra coupons or ensuring their ensuring the best service to their customers and whatnot. Many. So there are many like this. There are very most important regression, very most important topic of mathematics, regression analysis. So this is used generally in most of the software companies, business analysis, etc. So this is about regression analysis. So in this video, I have given a brief introduction about what is meant by regression and different regression analysis we have. So different applications also we have also discussed. So thank you.